A Cal Poly fraternity is under suspension after a Halloween party got out of hand.
Cal Poly tailgates have brought excitement, Poly pride, and alcohol to campus. Find out what happens during these pre-football game parties.
Maybe they read a little blurb and just kind of go off of that without seeing consequences.
Broadcasting from Studio 300.
Hello and welcome to our 30-minute broadcast of Mustang News. I'm Dillon Payne.
And I'm Michelle Logan. Thanks for watching Mustang News. The fraternity Pi Kappa Alpha, also called Pike, is now suspended from the Greek community after a reported sexual assault on Halloween night. The incident occurred at a Pike party on Foothill Boulevard. Cal Poly's president Jeffrey Armstrong responded via email saying that the activities at the event run counter to the standards expected from Greek organizations. The university is currently investigating the incident with help from chapter officers, the fraternity's national headquarters, and local authorities. Efforts to keep Halloween from getting out of hand at Isla Vista are working. Unlike previous Halloweens, this year was mostly locals celebrating the holiday. The Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office says that there were less than 40 jail bookings and less than 40 citations issued, whereas last year's Halloween had more than 200 bookings and almost 250 citations issued. The Sheriff's Office says discouraging out-of-area students from attending, an enhanced law enforcement presence, a university-sponsored concert, and the rain were factors that decreased the numbers of attendance and arrests.
The College of Agriculture, Food, and Environmental Sciences is celebrating a $20 million donation. Peter and Mary Beth Oppenheimer, Cal Poly alumni, donated this money in creating a new agriculture events center, an equestrian pavilion, and a new farm store, in the modernization and the expansion of the college's animal teaching and research centers.
Student Affairs has launched a 3-year strategic plan to help students be more successful and gain more from their Cal Poly experience. Students can expect to see more leadership experiences, expanded health and wellness offerings, greater access to jobs, and more classroom support over the next 3 years. The plan is under the leadership of Vice President Keith Humphrey. Humphrey says he's most excited about the plan's vision to inspire all students to embrace their unlimited possibilities.
And what's most exciting about that for us is when we went out and talked to students and asked them what their out-of-class experience meant to them, this is what a student said. And so our vision, in true Cal Poly fashion, is created by one of our students.
There are a total of 39 specific goals for the plan that Humphrey hopes to accomplish by 2017. Visit the Student Affairs website for more information and to see the whole strategic plan.
A new fresh restaurant is now open on campus. Red Radish officially opened on Monday at 10 a.m. It is located inside of Chow in the University Union. Red Radish is a salad bar that is the only on-campus restaurant which uses freshly grown Cal Poly produce. And good news for freshmen, it also takes meal credits.
I really like it. I think it's really cool that they're getting something else on campus instead of the normal Sandwich Factory, which I work at Sandwich Factory. Nothing against Sandwich Factory, but I don't know, I just really like that there's another option out there besides the typical Metro or Ave.
Red Radish is open Monday through Sunday from 10:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. A new restaurant is now open in San Luis Obispo. The worldwide chain Buffalo Wild Wings opened its doors on Monday, November 3rd. It is off of Madonna Road, where the Taco Bell used to be. They kicked off their grand opening with a prize of free buffalo wings for a year for the first 100 customers in line. General Manager Casey Solorio says the first few days have been successful so far.
At night, the line is out the door, whether it's takeout or there's an hour and a half wait. People are just waiting to give us a try. It's awesome.
The restaurant has 71 big screen TVs playing sports at all times and holds viewing parties for big events. If college students are looking for a cheap meal, Tuesdays are 60-cent wings and Thursdays are 65-cent wings with happy hour from 2 to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. every day. But Solorio says Buffalo Wild Wings is not just about coming in for the food.
It's all about the experience. It's not the typical restaurant where you're just there to eat. You're here for more than just the wings and the beers, for the entire experience that you receive.
140 employees have been hired so far, but they are still looking to hire more. You can apply online at buffalowildwings.com.
Cal Poly tailgates attract big crowds before home football games. Reporter Mallory St. George has the details on how our campus handles these events.
Cal Poly tailgates bring out big crowds before football games, but they come with some restrictions. At tailgates, there's a lot of food, games, Cal Poly gear, and alcohol present. Cal Poly's alcohol policy says that possession or consumption of alcohol on campus is prohibited. However, the president can grant exceptions. Tailgating is one of these exceptions, but these pre-football game events have rules of their own. Kegs, punch bowls, and drinking games are not allowed. Beer, liquor, and wine are. The sale of any food or beverages is not allowed, and all tailgating activities must take place inside of a designated area.
I was in charge of managing who goes in and out of the tailgate area, and also being in charge of not allowing people to bring alcohol past a certain point.
Security is present at tailgates, and they watch for underage drinking as well as violations of tailgating policy. Dawn Oberhelman, Director of Athletics, supports tailgating, and Associate Director Chris Baker said that it has changed game day atmosphere. Students, alumni, and community members can continue to come out at every home game. Spaces are still available for this season and range from $200 to $300. However, you don't need a purchase spot to attend.
Never once been to a game. The tailgates are fun. I don't go to the games.
Mallory St. George, Mustang News.
The final tailgate of the 2014 football season is Saturday, November 15th versus UC Davis. Coming up after the break, a standoff between a fraternity and the university police, but it's not what you think.
Maybe they read a little blurb. They're just gonna go off of that without seeing consequences.
Hey everybody! Heart disease affects 1 in every 3 women in America, but you can fight back. There's no time to lose. Mothers, sisters, daughters, families, and friends, it's time to shout louder, stand stronger, and demand change. Let's go!
To the Batmobile. Dang it.
To the invisible jet! Dang it. Together, we can put an end to heart disease. It's time to go red for women. I could use your help. Yeah! Learn more from the American Heart Association at www.goredforwomen.org.
Up on sex, don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
That's low. That's low and below.
A Space for Women of Color wants to create a culture that is self-accepting of body images. The group's last meeting was geared towards positive body image and wellness. According to the women at the gathering, Cal Poly's overall body image of being slim is something that is motivating in terms of being healthy, but at the same time, it can be harmful to a curvy person's self-esteem. The group of women is looking for all shapes, sizes, and colors to be confident of the person they are inside and out.
The image is like the core of how you perceive yourself in terms of yourself, but also in society. So it's really important for women in general, and especially women of color, to be comfortable with who they are and how other people may see them.
Women of Color gatherings are every Thursday in the Gender Equity Center, room 217 of the University Union at 5 p.m. All women are welcome.
A new trend is raising awareness for a healthier lifestyle. Reporter Sam Doty takes a look at devices used to track progress.
I think because we live in an age of technology and everyone's always on their smartphones, their electronic devices, and we've also moved towards wanting to be healthier people, wanting to exercise more. If you combine those two aspects, it really helps just the consumer track their eating or how much they exercise, and then they can become better people because of it.
Nutrition and fitness tracking apps are starting to grow in popularity around college campuses. Cal Poly students are discovering new ways these apps are helping them in the now.
I just got out of class and we talked about an application that you can download on your phone that tracks how much water you drink so you stay hydrated, and if you don't enter it, the water consumption that you drink, maybe it beeps you and it reminds you to stay hydrated, because a lot of people don't realize that they're not intaking as much water as they should. So applications like that where it just like buzzes or reminds you or beeps you and like tells you, hey, drink your water.
Studies have shown these resources have improved knowledge of healthy living and weight loss amongst college students.
The advantage of tracking is like I can set goals and work towards them and see whether I surpassed my goals or didn't make my goals, and then I can look back on previous weeks and like how I'm feeling. Like, oh yeah, I only got to work out twice this week compared to I got to work out 4 days last week.
Brandon works out regularly and from time to time recognizes the commitment it takes to log his fitness.
Yeah, it definitely takes a little extra time at the end of the workout, or extra time at the end of the week, put in all that information. But it's just kind of whether you see it as useful to yourself or not, and whether you want to take the time to do it. And I find benefits in it. So.
Sam Doty, Mustang News.
Health apps are accessible on all smart devices today, helping students reach their fitness goals.
A new bus stop could be coming to Poly Canyon Village. A survey done by Cal Poly student Eric Osborne revealed that close to half of the people who live in Poly Canyon Village would want a bus stop there. Osborne plans on presenting his survey report to the school and city. Students that walk to Poly Canyon Village say it takes them an average of 15 minutes to get from the library to PCV.
I know girls, there's always a thing of you don't want to walk alone late at night, so that would be nice if you're up late studying, you'd be able to take the bus back rather than having to walk.
Some students use Cal Poly's escort van service to get dropped off at PCV, but they can't be picked up there because there's no assigned stop. And electric cars are on the rise, and Cal Poly Parking Services is making plans to accommodate them. After winter break, 12 spots with electric charging stations will be installed around campus. 8 spots will be provided in the parking lot by the Bonderson Engineering Building, and 4 will be installed in the PAC parking structure.
And I think the timing is perfect because we're seeing a significant increase in the number of electric vehicles coming to campus, and parking has been getting more and more inquiries about where they would be able to park, where they would be able to charge, and this will finally provide that service to folks that are looking to drive those type of vehicles to campus.
Funding for the project comes from a grant of almost $150,000 from the California Energy Commission. The charging stations will not be free, but users will be able to pay with a card they can swipe at the charging stations.
The 2014 California general election took place on Tuesday. Reporter Mallory St. George went out to hear students' thoughts on voting.
I did not vote in San Luis Obispo. I did a mail-in ballot for my hometown.
I did not, because I'm going to say I didn't have time, but yeah, I'm going to stick with that. I have no time.
I voted yesterday via mail-in ballot.
I did not vote today.
I did not vote because unfortunately I registered to vote in my own hometown.
I just decided to just keep voting in Monterey because it's just kind of more of a connection there, I guess.
It's good to vote. I want a say in things.
Honestly, things are a little crazy and I just didn't get around to it.
I do think a lot of people are voting, and I also think a lot of people aren't voting because of same situations that I'm in.
I think most students in general don't vote. based on the statistics?
Because of the same thing, like they're just busy or don't feel like going out there.
I'm disappointed that I didn't get around to do that because it does take a little bit of research and understanding.
It definitely takes some advice from the parents.
I think parents strongly affect like what parties children choose to go through.
That could cost my parents a lot of money. It's not really going to cost me money, but I had to take that into consideration.
I mean, I do think kids don't take time to actually realize what's going on and what problems there are today.
And you're so wrapped up in like your little bubble that you just kind of, it doesn't click with you that it's something to participate in.
I feel like if you actually know about the stuff, you're going to want to vote for it and have your word heard.
In the 2012 presidential election, voters between the ages of 18 and 29 made up only 19% of the electorate.
And now we're going to take a live look at our Cayucas Pier.
And after the break, we'll have Julian Delgadio in the studio with your weather.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
I wish I was in school. If only I had a math test today. I'll stay after class. I'll clean the chalkboard. I wish I was in school.
School ends, but free lunches for your kids don't have to. Find your local food bank at feedingamerica.org/summer meals for help.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Separate raw meats from other foods by using different cutting boards. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
And welcome back. We've got Julian Delgadio here for our weather. Julian?
Thanks, Dillon. Let's take a look at our weather for the weekend. It's going to be sunny mostly all weekend, clear, light winds, low humidity, and pretty chilly at night. So it's going to be a great weekend to go on a hike in San Luis Obispo. Let's take a look at our radar and forecast. Now, down here is Santa Barbara County, a little up top right there, San Luis Obispo County. So with high pressure temperatures, winds are going to stay clear out of both counties, as well as there's some precipitation out here in Nevada that we won't see. Moving on to today's weather, it's going to be high of 88 and a low of 54 with humidity at 40% and winds at 11 miles per hour. And mostly sunny, as I've been saying. Now, looking at our central coast, up north in Paso Robles, it's going to be 74 degrees, 74 as well downtown or in Atascadero. Down by the oceans in Los Osos, 71, and a little bit hotter in Avila Beach at 77. Cooling or warming up a bit in San Luis Obispo at 88. Arroyo Grande is going to cool down a bit down south with 77 degrees, warming up a bit in Nipomo at 83, and then cooling off just slightly in Santa Maria at 80. Now, taking a look at our 5-day forecast, Thursday, as I've said, it's going to be 88 and 54, mostly sunny. That's going to continue on through Friday and Saturday, dropping a little bit to 86 and 82, but remaining 54 at night. So, you know, it's going to be a little chilly out there. Moving on to Sunday, it's going to remain sunny with a high of 86 and a low of 52. And Monday, some cloud coverage is going to roll around, and it's going to be 82 with a low of 54. And about wraps it up for weather for today. So now that you know, go forth and conquer your weekend, San Luis Obispo. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Julian. And you know, it looks pretty sunny out.
I'm
Looks
gonna
like
head to the beach after this.
Definitely, that's exactly where I'm going too. But now I'm going to, after the break, we'll fill you in on all of the latest Cal Poly sports news.
It was a sellout at the UC Santa Barbara soccer match last weekend, but was the Mustang turnout enough to help Cal Poly soccer players get a win? Shannon Durkee has your sports next.
College is hard. Down. Those books are heavy.
My sport is football, but my passion is education.
Right up here.
So every year I take promising high schoolers on a college tour to show them that higher education means a brighter future. My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
You can be a reader, tutor, or mentor too. Take the pledge at liveunited.org/volunteer.
Do you wear this?
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Up. College is hard. Down. Those books are heavy.
My sport is football, but my passion is education.
Right up here.
So every year I take promising high schoolers on a college tour to show them that higher education means a brighter future. My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
You can be a reader, tutor, or mentor too. Take the pledge at liveunited.org/volunteer.
Do you wear this?
Mom, can we get some ice cream?
Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Shannon Durkee is here to fill us in on all the Mustang athletics.
Hi guys. Over 11,000 fans came out to Alex G. Spano Stadium on Sunday for the Cal Poly men's soccer rivalry game against UC Santa Barbara. The game was a sellout for the fourth year in a row. Moving on to action on the field started when Nick Dupuy from Santa Barbara scored 6 minutes into the game. Dupuy came back and was successful once again when he scored during the 21st minute. The Mustangs improved in the second half and took more shots on goal, but the ball never reached the net. The game ended 2-0 Santa Barbara.
The early goal maybe shell-shocked us a bit more than we were expecting. Obviously giving up a goal 5 minutes in is challenging, but really, really proud of the players' response in the second half. To outshoot them, to make the shot count basically even.
The Mustangs went to UC Davis on Wednesday for their last regular season game. Cal Poly had to defeat the Aggies in order to qualify for the Big West tournament. The game went on to double overtime, but UC Davis got the goal and the Mustangs lost 2-1. The loss resulted in Cal Poly soccer ending the season for the Big West Conference tournament. Moving on to women's soccer, they will be hosting the Big West Conference tournament for the first time in 5 years. The first semifinal game happens tonight with Cal State Fullerton taking on Cal State Northridge at 5, followed by Cal Poly taking on Long Beach State at 7:30. Cal Poly has already defeated Long Beach State this season 3-0. The winners of the semifinals play at 1 p.m. on Sunday. The Cal Poly football team is now tied for first place in Big Sky Conference after beating Montana State 35-27 Saturday. Cal Poly exceeded 400 in yards in total offense for the 7th straight game, converted 10 of its 17 third down plays, as well as 3 of 4 fourth downs for the win. For the second straight week and fourth time this season, quarterback Chris Brown rushed 226 yards for 2 scores and passed another 107 for another score.
To beat Montana State back-to-back weeks takes a tough, strong football team. That was a good football team we just beat right there, too. So
the Mustangs' 5th consecutive consecutive win left them undefeated for October games and moved them into first place tie with Eastern Washington in the Big Sky. Both teams are sitting comfortably with 5-1 records. The Mustangs' next game will be Idaho State next Saturday, where the team will kick off against the Bengals at 1:35 p.m. That's all we have for Mustang sports. Looks like our football team is doing really well, which is exciting.
Oh yeah, I'm excited to see them play Idaho State. That should be a really interesting game. And now, after the break, we'll take a look at all the Pollywood events this week.
Thousands of butterflies are migrating to the Central Coast. Find out where they'll be calling home for the next few months.
This is the moment I knew. His future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
What if you could invest in the future? The future of kids, like a stock. Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow.
My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
Jimmy can't sing, and Tommy can't dance, so we're gonna put some ants in their pants. Aww.
Kids will spend 22 minutes watching us, the super duper party troopers, sing about ants in their pants.
Isn't that funny? Ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
And now it's time to take it over to Pollywood,
where we have Lolly Santos. Lolly?
Thank you, Dillon. Auditions for the Vagina Monologues took place this week, and this year they're bilingual. This is the 12th year the Gender and Equity Center is producing the show, but this year they're doing something new. They will also include a Spanish production of the Vagina Monologues. Coordinator Tammy Velasquez hopes to encourage diversity by featuring shows in both languages. Math junior Jordan Brooker auditioned for this year's English version.
And I want to improve that, and I think this is my first step towards becoming as much of an outspoken feminist as I should be.
Auditions will be held through Wednesday at 6 p.m. in the Gender and Equity Center in the UU Room 216. Thousands of monarch butterflies are migrating to Pismo Beach. The butterflies travel south to California's central coast in what is called overwintering to keep warm during the winter. A big population has settled in Butterfly Grove and Pismo Beach. The most recent count shows there are 4,000 to 6,000 monarchs in Pismo at the moment, but will reach up to 40,000 at a time in mid-December.
They're here in particular in a grove because the trees provide them with shelter from the winds and the storms.
Due to pesticides and the drought, the population of monarchs has begun to decline. Researchers and students from Cal Poly are helping to monitor the health of the butterflies. The butterflies will remain in Pismo Beach Elk Grove until February, when overwintering ends and they head back up north. That's all for Pollywood this week. Back to Michelle and Dillon at the desk.
Thank you, Lolly. And I think this about wraps it up for Mustang News today.
And for more broadcast coverage, you can go on to mustangnews.net. Have a great day, Cal Poly.